So, Patrick, when we hear about the algorithm that's out there and they cater to us,
Sure.
could some say that's a form of trying to get people addicted?
No, not at all. Originally, the reason for the algorithms were literally created based on the videos that you like. So tech companies said, okay, well, they like this particular video. Let's give them more of that because there's a wide variety. So
For those who say, I like crack, and then let's give you more crack.
well, we're already starting behind the 8 ball at that point, but pun intended. But you know, at the end of the day, no, it's not meant to harm anyone. And these claims to me are absurd.
Okay. Would you agree, or would you have a different perspective? He ain't gonna do you nothing if you don't agree.
Yeah, I think social media companies have a responsibility to monitor harmful content. But I think the ultimate responsibility, especially when it comes to children, is parents. I mean, you have to monitor access to cell phones, social media, etc. Again, not to let social media companies completely off the hook, because again, you want to filter, you know, content that's, you know, not true, that's, you know, harmful, especially when it comes to things like mental health, substance use, all of these type of harmful, potentially harmful subjects, you know, or sensitive subjects that could be harmful. But ultimately, I think that responsibility is within the home.
Well, Madman back here again. Another edition of Madman with the show. You know, how can I put this? How can it be nice about this situation? There's no way being nice about this. For well over a year, it's probably closer to 2, I have been telling you, my viewers out there, casual, regular subscribers, those who pass by every once in a while, that there are situations out there that are going on right now. There are those who are whispering in the corridors, whispering, we must stop the internet. We must stop all these content creators. They're hurting us. Basically, they're taking away from our programming. They're hurting our own programming. You know, we don't like their programming. We must stop them. We must stop people from talking about our stuff. You know, we must stop them talking, you know, criticizing our, you know, the politicians that we put into office and all that. This has been going on for quite some time. Whether it's Australia, whether it's New Zealand, whether it's France, whether it's the EU or even the United Kingdom, even here in the United States. And the thing is that they've used children, not only children, they've used women, they use children, they use whatever that they can do to scare you. Ooh, the boogeyman of the entertainment, the internet, the music, the video games, TV, movies, they all harm you. The pornography, you get addicted to it. People need to start taking responsibility for their own actions. Parents need to start paying attention to their children, or tragedy will strike, and has happened. History has proven itself for decades now. Don't pay attention to your kids, they get in trouble. You expect them to be good. Some of them end up to be good and do the right thing, but there's those who don't. And what has happened on the West Coast, if you have not seen yet, a jury has found that basically Facebook and YouTube are guilty of basically, you know, how can we put this very nicely? That they basically have hurt the minds of children. And this specific person who says she got addicted to social media, she's 20 now. So you can count back to the situation because she blames Instagram as well. She blames YouTube. She blames Facebook, Meta. But I'm going to tell you something. And the thing is, also, speaking from the New York Post, then, weakest case against social media succeeds and lawyers are now circling. Yeah, this case is a big situation because this has nothing to do with protecting children. This has to do with erasing the content that they deemed problematic. We're dealing with online safety bills on one end, age verification. Now they're taking to the other end and saying that we harmed children, that the algorithm there has hurt children. That's make them addicted to scrolling. Adults scroll too. Can't put that out of the situation. But you have to take responsibility for yourself. If your child is sitting there and 6, 7 years old, which technically, from the terms of service, they shouldn't have an account in social media platforms if they're under the age of 13. But then again, but that doesn't mean we need age verification. We need control of our own families, not to let the government itself do this. But this is the reason that I tell you this. And I'm going to read a little bit. I'm going to read the AVN article because they're right on target on this. A pair of legal cases involving social media addiction and child safety claims has slapped the parent companies of platforms including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. These companies are on the hook for judgments in the value of hundreds of millions. A jury in the Los Angeles Supreme Court ruled that Facebook partner Meta platforms and the Google-owned YouTube must pay over $6 million in compensatory and punitive damages, that should tell you alone that this is a bullshit judgment. Just $6 million alone? No, I'm sorry. To a plaintiff referred to KGM or Kaylee throughout the court proceedings. After deliberating for more than 1 week, jurors found that Meta and Google failed to warn their users of potential dangers using their platforms excessively. KGM brought their case. Allegedly, she suffers from social media addiction derived from her unchecked usage of apps like Instagram and YouTube when she was a child. Understand that. Let me put this in perspective. She's 20 now. According to what I found out, Instagram's algorithms didn't kick in to about 2016. So we're at 2026. That's 10 years ago. She was 10 years old at that point. Think about that for a second. She claims she was getting it before that, as young as 6. The jurors found that Meta and YouTube's negligence played a substantial factor in KGM's mental health related claims. Very poor. Understand, the evidence was not really substantial. This is a major weathering case establishing for the first time in a U.S. court that social media addiction is a recognized concept by the legal system despite an ongoing lack of scientific consensus. I'll read that one more time. Despite an ongoing lack of scientific consensus, social media addiction is not, and I repeat, not a recognized diagnosis in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Health Disorders, 5th edition, DSM-5, which is compiled and published by the American Psychiatric Association, the APA. Rather, medical practitioners apply criteria for diagnosing other addictions and problematic use behaviors. According to the association, proposed diagnosis under the category of technology addiction are typically products of behavior dysfunction that is exacerbated by underlying diagnosis of anxiety, depression, and other related mental health disorders. Understand this. People have mental health disorders. You cannot continue to blame everything for this. You could sit there and say your pencil, your coloring book has given you a disorder. You need help, and you need to seek help for this situation because anything will trigger it. It is not. It is not the situation that this caused your addiction. It's basically you're looking for an outlet to help with your mental illness. But what you really needed was help from a professional. And of course, the anti porn activist has attempted to equate problematic pornography use with the proposed and disputed diagnostic of pornographic addiction. Doesn't exist either. The DSM 5 doesn't feature porn addiction as an official recognized diagnosis either. Both Meta and Google dispute the jury's finding and noting that they intend to appeal. This will go to SCOTUS. I guarantee you there's judgment on there. And I hope SCOTUS slams this down. Because this is a way of censorship. Section 230 is there for a reason. Because if they allow this, this will open up the gates to allow anyone. Oh God, my problem because I lost my home because I because of my job and everything like that. Oh, I blame it on social media. Oh, I blame my alcoholism on social media and the alcohol. This is the stupid thing that they say. They don't take responsibility. A spokesperson for Meta shared with the CNBC.com that the company heads respectfully disagree with the verdict and are evaluating our legal options. A spokesman for Google was more succinct in expressing a disagreement with the jury, saying this case misunderstands YouTube, which is a responsibility building streaming platform, not a social media site. That is correct. This is a broadcast site. These are shows. It is similar to public access television. If you're not familiar with public access television, where I started back in the 1980s, is a system it's still available in some areas, even here in New York City. It's what is it called now? I forgot what it's called now. But it's you, the independent viewer, can go to whoever's handling it at the time. At the time when I did it, it was Manhattan Cable TV, which was Time Warner later on, and say, hey, I want to make a show. I want a time slot where I could sit and talk to my viewers, take phone calls, have guests on the show, or maybe I want to film outside things. I want to film parades and festivals, or go to the amusement parks and film that and all that. And this is long before YouTube's existence or any social media existence. Yes, we had our issues. Yes, we've gone to court, but it's because of the particular programming. We never had anybody say that they were addicted to public access television. Public access television is still alive today. Eminem.org. Now I remember. It's called Eminem.org now. And you can click it online right now. Eminem, type in Eminem.org. You'll find it. You'll find they still has programming on there. Reading on. On Tuesday, a New Mexico jury additionally ruled against Meta, affirming accusations that Mark Zuckerberg led a big tech company lied about its child safety and privacy protocols. In what comes as yet another major ruling, the New Mexico jury found the combined penalty of $375 million derived from more than 3,000 identified violations of the state's Unfair Practice Act. Raul Torres, the New Mexico Attorney General and lead prosecutor to bring the case against Meta in the state court, calls the ruling a historic victory for every child and family. Meta executives knew that their products harmed children, disregarding warnings from their own employees, and lied to the public for what they knew, Torres said. The suit in New Mexico accused Facebook and its sister platforms of not adopting age-appropriate designs for minors and their parents, despite claims of dedications to such a cause. Today, the jury joined family educators and child safety experts in saying enough is enough, Torres remarked in a press statement responding to the ruling in Los Angeles. Torres added that he and his office are pleased nothing juries in New Mexico and California have recognized that Meta's public deception and design features are putting in child in harm's way. In the next phase of New Mexico's trial, my number one priority remains the changing company's long-standing and dangerous practice of prioritizing profits over child safety. He adds, we'll seek court-mandated changes to Meta's platforms that offer protection for kids. Here, Torres explained that litigation against Meta will continue with a bench trial starting in May to seek further damages against the company for committing alleged public nuisances and violations of the state consumer safety and protection laws. Now, understand with New Mexico, there are situations in Meta that need to be fixed, and that's correct. That's according to basically some of their content that ends up on Meta that they blame Pornhub for, whereas Pornhub doesn't have that extensive amount is what some of these anti-porn activists are saying versus what Facebook has. And that's an issue Facebook needs to resolve. Obviously, what New Mexico is doing is they're bunching everything together. I expect this also to be slapped down in SCOTUS as well, on appeal. Because they're all bunching this. They're saying, yeah, we need to protect the children. We need to protect the children.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
But they're not specifying properly what are the things that they're trying to protect. This is all propaganda from, Collective Shout, NOSC, which is AKA Morality Media, and many other organizations that have been pushing these anti-activists, the New Puritans, they want to push the obscenity laws back into action again. Do you know what that means if the obscenity laws come back? People like Dave Chappelle and many other comedians will be arrested on the spot. Directors, actors, movie theater owners would be arrested for violating the law. If someone goes out and says, well, I did not like, I'll give you an example. I didn't like Hail Mary. I find it offensive because it has an alien in there and I don't believe in aliens and I find that offensive. Guess what? It would be banned under the rules originally that was in this. And you see, it's silly, but it happened. We went through a time, Hays Code, obscenity laws. We went through a bad time. When we hit the 70s, we went through a renaissance of entertainment from the 70s to the 90s. Now we've reverted back again into, as I call, Hays Code 2.0. And this is the major issue. There is another article out there by Reclaim the Net that says the verdict against Meta and Google could end anonymous internet. That's right. They want to know who you are on the internet. When they said they were protecting the children, no, they are identifying who are the children online. Names, places, where they live, go to school, all of that will be out in the open. This is the danger that we've been warning you. This is the situation that come. This is, what has been going on now, even in the United Kingdom. I've spoke to some people I know over there. Some of them I may have on this program, but we cannot talk about those issues when they're on this programming. Why? Because it could get them in trouble in their own country. That's correct. There are those who do stand ahead and try the best they can to say the things that they need to say. But there could be a knock on the door eventually. That should tell you something. We did have an arrest here. A man went to jail for a meme. Remember that. So we're going to continue to monitor this, see what happens on the appeal. So remember, comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. Don't forget to hit that like, share this video, and hopefully today's the day I earn your subscription. We're well over 1,600. We're on our way to 1,700 subscribers. Thank you for those who have. And if you haven't yet, it just takes a moment. Hit the button. That's all. Just hit it on there. It helps us. And if you want to go in the next step, check out the description below. We have a merch shop, and we have a PayPal account. You can send us for a cup of coffee or something. And also on the description, you could see some of the t-shirts we have available. Mugs, t-shirts. It's just right there below. Just click on it. You'll go right to the site. So until next time, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out all of our affiliate partners also in the description below. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, check out our merch shop and affiliate partners. See you next time.
So, you stayed. Here, it's our frequency. You strengthen the signal. Our merch is waiting. Check the link. Stay tuned.
You are still here? Before you go, be sure to subscribe. See you next time.